So hello everyone, Albert here. I'm just gonna quickly state three things that I think should be improved in order to make the whole thing a little better, okay? The thing is that this type of services will never work in Hong Kong, at least in Hong Kong for what I've seen, what I've experienced. First off, because you will find bikes absolutely everywhere, occupying all the spaces, and that's kind of an issue because the bikes, once the spots to park bikes in let's say normal spaces, are no longer available, people start parking them like absolutely everywhere. So that goes from in the middle of the bike path to, I don't know, next to the river. I mean, just name it, okay? So it's actually quite annoying, and if you're looking for a bike and you have to go, I don't know, next to a road or whatever, as dangerous as it might be, this is kind of an issue, all right? Okay, that's one thing. The second thing is vandalism. So here I could include, and sadly I don't have any pictures about it, but the thing is that with vandalism I mean from bikes with no seats, no lights. And the other day I was unlocking a bike and I found out that it was chained with a private, not like a company lock, but someone that's locked the bike with a chain. So it was chained to like an iron bar in the middle of the street, and he was like, well, I didn't see that. I unlocked the bike, and I just couldn't take it. I had to lock it again, and I had to look for another one, which is quite annoying. Okay. And yeah, another thing about vandalism. Hang on. About vandalism. There's another thing which is that you will find, as I said, bikes with no seat, no lights, chains with locks that have nothing to do with the company, and and also the QR codes. That was quite impressive how people like to invest, so to say, put it politely, time on this kind of thing. It's like to just paint with a permanent marker the QR code that you use to unlock the bike. So it's actually quite incredible. Okay. And also, of course, they just rip off the code as well, because it's like a piece of paper which is covered by like a solid plastic or like a laminate or something. But the third and most important thing is that this whole thing of renting services, a bike from your mobile phone, and so on and so forth, expects the user to report a bike when it's broken. Okay. And I will do it. I mean, I gladly will do it if I'm riding a bike, something, I break, I don't know, like pedal doesn't work or whatever while riding. I'm just gonna stop, I'm just gonna park the bike, I'm gonna report it, okay? But I will not do it if I find out that there's another bike which is actually, it's broken already, okay? So the thing is that if someone breaks a bike and does not report that bike, then, that's a bad experience, so to say, for the rest of the users. And you have to spend your time and your data in order to report a bike which you have nothing to do with. So you are not responsible of having broken that bike or whatever, but you still, they expect you to report a bike. So that's another thing, that's kind of like an issue. So I just said the three things. The first one was one was vandalism for sure. The other one was the amount of bikes that you can find absolutely everywhere, parked in the middle of random places, and the third one was the fact that you have to, or the company expects you to report, or the users of those services to report any bike that is broken. Okay. One last thing that I think that is really negative for the experience of renting bikes and so on and so forth, is that when something goes wrong with the app, I contacted many times the customer support. I'm not going to name any of these services, but it happened with one of the companies. Once I locked one bike, and then when I wanted to use the app again, it just didn't work in my app, so it didn't update. I had a ride for 17 hours or something like that, which was quite ridiculous. And they charged me 30 Hong Kong dollars, which is not that much, but it's more the issue, is the fact that the app didn't work properly, and I end up paying 30 Hong Kong dollars instead of the 3 that you normally pay for half an hour ride or something. So I just contacted the customer support, but there's no answer. So I told them, okay, reference of this trip, my name is blah blah, my code, customer code or phone number that I'm using to rent bikes and so on and so forth is this one. So please, pay attention to this fact and please reimburse the 30 Hong Kong dollars or 27 in this case. In my my bank account or my balance to top up my balance in the app or whatever, but it just didn't happen. So basically, you also have to spend time in case something goes wrong, which, as I said, time, money, and so on and so forth, to get your 27 Hong Kong dollars back, which is ridiculous. And actually, there's no mechanism yet to detect these kind of like anomalies. Okay, so if if the app doesn't work, then and the customer support does not respond or does not answer you, then of course you end up paying the price. So yeah, guys, that was a little bit everything. If there's something else regarding these services, negative or positive, I think I have seen, for example, for local, I've recently seen that they added some sort of like a new batch of bikes which are quite like a little bit lighter and easy to handle, which is quite good. So yeah, but for the rest of the services that there's another video mentioning or comparing all of them, there hasn't been any major update. Okay, so yeah, I hope you could find this video useful and see you next time. Bye bye.